I've quite a bit of progress since the last kind of video that we did, or recording we did. So before we dive into that, so before you were working with me, you worked for Pepsi, right? Do you want to just talk a bit about
Pepsi.
that? How long you were doing that for, the kind of money you were making there, what it was like?
Yeah, mate. Corporate finance at Pepsi. Typical, I guess, 9 to 5 post uni job. Did economics at uni. Went straight into Pepsi. Was there for about a year and a half, and it was all right. I mean, it was I guess a decent job, but it wasn't what I wanted to be doing. Because I just saw so much more out there. I sat in my office thinking, looking at people who are more senior than me, thinking, I don't want to be anything like these guys. They're might be earning more money than me, but I don't think it compensates for the fact that they're in the office at about 7 in the morning and leaving at about half 7 at night every single day, running around the office non-stop. It just wasn't something that worked for me and something that I didn't want to be doing because I saw so much more potential in other areas. And the money was good, don't get me wrong. For a post-uni job, I was after tax, I was taking home about 2.8k a month.
Yeah, and on
Pretty
paper,
decent.
that's like everyone, if you looked at that from the outside, you think, shit, Yusuf's doing really well,
Yeah,
working for a big company, making good money. But again, I mean, I don't know from experience. I've never worked for like a big company before, but everyone I've spoken to says the same thing. It's like you just feel like you're a cog in the wheel. Did you feel that as
exactly.
well?
That's the perfect way to describe it. That's exactly how I describe it to other people. You are just like a small part of a massive machine, and it's not only the fact that you can be easily replaced; the fact that the work you do doesn't seem to have much of an effect or input.
Mm,
Because the companies are so kind of stringent in their ways and the way they go about things, to the point where when you think you can make a change, they just say, "This has worked for this long. Let's carry on doing it this way." And it's very monotonous, very boring. Yeah, there's a lot I can say about it, but I think that says enough, to be honest.
yeah, we'll be here all day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
no, that's fair. And then we started. Well, you reached out. Well, we got connected in what, May, beginning of May. Is that right? Or end
Yeah,
of April?
end of April was when we first got in touch, and then I didn't start working with you till literally the 1st of May, I think it was.
Nice. And again, let's just be real. Like the first month, wasn't really any money at all. It was more just grinding, learning, understanding. Right? How did you kind of find that? Adapting to closing and learning sales.
Yeah, it was good. It was interesting. I mean, it's a completely new aspect, right? Everything is so different to what I've done before, but it is one of those things where you have to just dive head first and then just learn as much as you can, not make the money because it's part of the game, right? You're not gonna make money straight away. It's not why we do it to make money. I don't expect to make 5
Mm,
10k in my first 2 months. What I expect to do is leverage what I've learned into just trying to become the best in this space, which I can be, and that's what I did manage to do, which I think was worth more to me at the time than money because there's no point in being on a great offer if you don't know how to take advantage of it. So I think it was
100%.
just about learning the skills, just learning more about the space and industry in general, really, and just moving forward from there.
Yeah, and I think everyone needs to go through that. Like I did it as well.
Mm.
First couple months didn't make any money at all, but you learn so much from that. Like you're in the trenches, you're learning, understanding. Like you have to go through that, and that really separates the like people who are actually serious about wanting to do well in this industry and the guys who don't. Because if you got 100 people who are starting in remote sales by month two, 80 of them have quit, and the
Yeah,
other 20 are the ones still going, and those are the ones who will then go on to make the good money. And speaking of the money, so you've been working for two companies now, so a fitness
yes,
coaching, so
yeah,
selling fitness coaching and then trading as well.
yeah.
How are you finding that?
Yeah, it's really good to be fair. It's kind of got to the point where every offer I had, I leveraged to a better offer. So it got to the point where just under a month ago now, I started setting and then closing my own sets for fitness coach for over 100,000 followers, which was a pretty good gig. And yeah, and that's going well. For five at my first six calls were closes, which was a great start. Really, kind of gave me a bit of a boost. And also, I think the main thing is that I got into closing calls. That is the best way to improve your closing experience and skills. So that's going really well. And then I've got to the point now where after less than a month, I'm going to be purely closing, and two setters have been hired just for me to set onto my calendar. So I'm going to be purely
Unreal.
closing, which is good. And I'm looking forward to having the experience of kind of watching over two setters as well. having that centre manager experience. And then in the last, it's been pretty much not even a week. It started on Monday, working with a trading offer, which is based in the UK. Great offer. Their leads in the quarter so far have been actually very good, very, very keen. They built up a brand new pipeline on both offers. I was the first closer they ever hired. And
Nice.
yeah, mate, it's going
Got
well.
a close in your first week as well.
Exactly, I did. Yeah.
Nice 200 quid, or was it 175 quid from that?
175 quid.
Yeah, done. No, that's still sick though in the first week. I think that one's got a lot of potential by the sounds of it.
I think so too. The leads have actually been like very, very keen. It's with the fitness coach, because she has so many followers. There's so many leads, but not all of them are actually very qualified. Whereas with the trading one, right now they are massively ramping up the leads. But every person I've spoken to so far has been very, very keen and interested. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that one goes.
100%. And I think talking on the money as well, you managed to make more from your closing than you did working at Pepsi over the past month. Is that right?
I did, yeah. First month closing, and yeah, you've got to go through the trenches to get to this point, but I did, and it's turning out pretty well.
100%, mate. And look, there's so much more growth there now as well. Like the more experience you get, like I say, the longer you're in the game. I think I always see you always see that like motivational videos with like Hormozy and stuff. But the biggest one for me is like staying in the game. Like you can't lose if you stay in the game, and if you stay in it long enough, you stay in this high ticket sales game long enough, then you're gonna do really well. You're gonna make the money you want to make. Because as I said, people will drop every bad thing that happens, every no, someone drops. But you're a good example of someone who has worked really, really hard, put in the work and made it happen. It's not fallen into your lap by any means, right? It's not been me who's made this happen, right? It's been a mix of us working together and working really hard. But yeah, I think it's such an achievement to be able to say, yeah, I've managed to match what I was making before, and as we said, we're gonna continue to grow from here. So what's the plans then over the next few months? What are the goals so we can hold you accountable?
The goals are, so I kind of said to myself, I tried to set myself realistic expectations. I never expected to make a shit ton of money after the first few months or so. My goal is within, by the time we go to Portugal in September, I want to be at a point where by the end of that month I would be on at least 5k in comms, and then end of the year goal is to have that 5 figures a month offer, and be making that 5 figure month offer. That's something I expect of myself, kind of showing now what I can do, and also with the inputs, and finally being on closing calls. And every closing call as well, I feel like I'm leveling up on. Like the first one we reviewed together, where I didn't get the guy's deposit. The next one, you told me exactly what to say, exactly what to do, and then that's when I secured the sale.
Mate.
So I think
implementation, literally, that's like the perfect student. Like tell you what you need to do, you do it. Next call, literally exact scenario, and you close the deal. That's the difference between it.
Exactly, and just carry on going down this path, and I can definitely see myself, in Portugal, with the boys dialed in, all making money, all on closing calls together during the day, dinners at night. I'm looking forward to that in the sun.
Can't wait, mate. It's gonna be fucking sick. It's gonna be so good. All right, well, I'm looking forward to it. Well, obviously we'll get a lot of footage there, but I think there's so much. You've got so much potential with this. I'm not just saying that. Like I think I really enjoy like September to Christmas. That's such a good period to like seriously dial the fuck in. Like it's winter, people are grinding. The lead up to Christmas, that's where like a lot of progress can be made. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But I appreciate you jumping on.
So am I, mate. Me too.
All right. Speak to you soon, mate. Bye.
Cheers, Ben. See you later, mate.
Right, let me try and kick this thing out.